Hi students, I'm going to answer your questions now. Let me dive right in. What was the writing process like, both in terms of how you actually put the book together and the feelings that you might have incurred while writing? So that's a good question. So I had been working on a blog since 2013, and so I had some of the material sort of written out. Selling a book is like a whole big process where you have to do a proposal first and an outline, you send it in. So I had some of the material together. I write sort of as like a therapy for myself, as opposed to me just writing. I don't know, it's like my therapy as opposed to just a creative outlet. Well, it's a mixture of both. So I had put together different material, and then I found an agent and started working with an agent to put together the book. And then I had already made up my mind I wanted to do something based on recovery mostly, because that's super unusual. Most books only have like a chapter about your recovery. What was the hardest part about writing The Big Fix? The time management with 3 kids and running an naloxone program and doing all these other things. It was really time management. Towards the end of the book, you mentioned that you eventually wanted to talk to your kids about what you went through. So my kids actually know about my addiction history. I've told them that I used to be a drug addict and I was homeless. I don't get into sort of all the specifics, I'm scrolling down, of drugs, but they know that I used to use drugs. I think that's super, super important to be honest with them, as opposed to a lot of the sort of drug programs that are out there that just teach people fear. Who do I think were my biggest supporters? Well, my mom was my biggest supporter. She died in 2009, but she and I were very, very close. Do I think there's still a flaw in gender equality in support groups? Absolutely. There's, a lot of issues with getting sort of women's support where it needs to be. And I think men need their own support too. So I can only speak from my perspective as a woman, though. If you were able to legalize or decriminalize drugs, would I do it? Why or why not? So I'm in favor of legalization of marijuana. I think we need to end the drug war. I think that people who have addiction histories need to be treated like they have a medical issue as opposed to a criminal one. So that's kind of as far as I'll go on that topic. Do you block out your past as if it didn't happen? Absolutely not. So I use it as I deal with my past every single day. I think that when you suppress things, it has a tendency to come out somewhere else in sort of funky ways. So I really try to, stay in contact with my past and use it as something positive for the future. If you could go back, would I do anything differently? I can't go back, so I try not to, I try not to focus too much on that, because there's nothing I can really do about it. Okay, I'm looking at your questions. How did I get the courage to put my life out there for others to read about it? Well, I started a blog, and the blog was just kind of like for me, and then I decided, I'll put it out to other people and see if other people like it. And then I decided, to expand it and really try to get readership for it, because people said it was really helping them. So, and that was, great for me to feel like I'm contributing some way. What's next? I'm writing. So I'm working on another book proposal. I'm working on new material, and then I try to update my blog with new material every week. So my blog is sort of like my thoughts, and then there's more directed writing. And so I do a mixture of that. And then I speak nationally about the opioid epidemic, and I work running a naloxone program. So I constantly have like 10 different things going at one time. But I really appreciate everybody's questions. I'm going to upload this video now, and hopefully you'll get to see it. And I hope that you enjoyed the book, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.